The opinions expressed in this program reflect only those of the participants and are not necessarily those of the sponsors, management, or staff of WTBQ Radio or FST Broadcasting Corporation.
WTBQ.
Good morning. You are listening to the Nonprofit Notebook. My name is Anquinette Hayles, your show host. And today, as always, we have a wonderful special guest who found it not robbery to come and join us and talk a little bit about what they're doing and how they're supporting the Hudson Valley. So just want to give a big welcome, warm welcome to Lucia Molina. Did I say that right?
Yes, you said that right. How are you?
Yes, I'm so excited to have you in the station. And this is your first time on the radio, so are you excited?
I'm very excited. First time in the radio.
Very nice. So I was so happy to get connected with you. We are huge supporters of all of our Chamber of Commerce, and my understanding is you are connected with the Modern Horizon Chamber of Commerce. So it was great touching base with Jessica and then her putting us in contact and just hearing all about the things that you offer. But before we get into that, I always love to ask our guests just to talk a little bit about who you are, what brought you to the Hudson Valley, and where you're from. So let's maybe dive into that a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys. Well, my name is Lucia Molina. Mm-hmm. I'm a water analyst all over the United States. Mm-hmm. So my customers and clients always refer me to different towns, to different counties, some everywhere. So I got into the water world about 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Okay. Yes. And what were you doing before that?
I used to be an account executive for Spectrum business.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Very nice.
I used to do door-to-door. Then I was doing business-to-business, and I expanded myself.
Okay. And now you're in the water business.
I'm now in the water business, yes.
Love it.
And I love it too.
Yes. Okay. So continue.
So I started the water war because someone went to my house, knocking on the door, and they told me they would like to perform a free water test.
Okay.
So I was like, I have a filter, I'm good. They was like, no, it's gonna be free of charge, and I was like, free. I was like, no, I'm good. I have a very good brand of a filter, and it's working perfectly fine. He was like, okay, great. If it's working properly fine, can I come in and check it for you? And I was like, you know what? Yes, I wanted to prove him wrong. Actually, he proved me wrong that my filter wasn't working. Yes, so that's how I got into the need of coming into the water world, because I saw there's a lot of lack of information that people are not aware of in the water.
And that's where I was captivated when we first talked. You really had a lot of insight as to how things should be.
Yes.
And sometimes I think we become creatures of habit, right? And
Absolutely.
We just follow into these same systems, our parents, our grandparents, and so on. And everyone just kind of passes down sometimes good information, and then other times it's like misinformation.
Yes.
And we think everything's okay. If we go to the store and we get our Brita filter and we, put our tap water in there, that's good enough. And we've done what we needed to do. But after speaking with you, I've now taken a hard look at the Brita filter, and I'm wondering do I need to get rid of you now?
So actually, a Brita filter is not a bad filter. It's a filter. Mm-hmm. So filter is composed of carbon. Okay. So it will eliminate the chlorine. But what happened with the heavy metals? What happened with all the bacteria? Mm-hmm. So is a big impact on what is a filter, what is a reverse osmosis, what is a water softener, and what is a purification system. Okay. So I thought that by having a filter, I was good. Okay. But what happened with the water that you shower with? What happens with the water that you cook with? Okay. We're actually cooking with all these waters without knowing what's in the water. Okay. And now we have bottles of water that people consume. So the water world is just a big aspect of everything that's going on. Okay. So having knowledge on what's going on is key.
It's key. And we're having we're creating opportunities to make good decisions.
Correct.
Sounds like. Okay.
Yes.
So it's like if we're choosing not to take that extra step with caring for our water, it's really our choice. But where you come in is you want to make sure we're informed.
Yes, I like to take awareness to people when they have a home. I go into their home and I explain to them which water should you not consume, which water should you consume. So sometimes they say, oh, boil the water. Boiling the water is good. Yes, it eliminates the bacteria, but the heavy metals gets concentrated.
Interesting.
It's like you boil in the water and you add a penny. What's going to happen to the penny? It's going to stay there.
Right.
But if you put a pill to the water, what's going to happen to the water?
It dissolves.
It dissolves.
Interesting.
So it's just taking knowledge and awareness to people how can you protect your kids? How can you protect your family? How can you protect your appliances at home? So it's just a big universe of, like, for instance, my experience, I thought a filter was doing everything. It's called a filter. So my knowledge of a filter is...
absolutely. And I feel like I'm in that boat now. I feel like I've gone to the store and I said, okay, I'm going to ensure that we have, the filtered water. So I have my Brita filter attached and we just pour water, and I've never thought of anything else to do with my water.
Yes. And that's what we do. We take awareness to people in their home.
Very interesting.
There's also a website, because this is public information, the EPA. There's a link. If they go into your show, they could, I'm going to provide you with a link that they could check what contaminants are in their area.
Interesting.
And it's
so
not by my
website,
company. Okay. It's not from my, it's a government website.
It's a government
yes.
Monitored website that anyone listening to the show today can go to and look up this is actual things that are in the water.
That is in the water, yes.
Okay. And how often are those studies done? Do you know?
They just updated the book about a couple of months ago.
Okay.
But they usually update the website about every 2 years.
Every 2 years. Interesting. Okay.
And it tells you exactly what's in the water, what are the contaminants, the possible effect, if they exceeded, how much they exceeded. And usually when they exceed, they talk about cancer that people don't want to know about.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So it's just bringing awareness of the situation that's going on.
Yeah. So it's important that we, similar to there's just been an uptick in everyone being more conscious about what we're eating and what is going into our foods. We just saw that there was the ban in the United States on the 40 red dye, I believe.
Yeah.
And so now, everyone's being more cognizant of what's in this product. And so as we go to the store and we turn over the boxes and we turn around things and we look at the labels and we kind of start to look at what are the ingredients, and some of them we can't pronounce, we don't know, but we have to Google. We have to do, sounds like from your perspective, the same thing with our water. We need to start really looking at what's in our water every 2 years.
Every 2 years. But this is accurate information. So you can put in the zip code and it tells you. But the good thing about it is some words that are very scientific. But if you click on it, the one that exceeded, it tells you the contaminants and what harm it causes you.
Okay.
And some of them says it causes cancer.
Okay.
Some of them tells you if you're pregnant, don't drink this water. Like, for instance, when the water has nitrates, it's concerning. When the water has a lot of chlorine in the water. There's a good test that they sell it in the stores in Walmart, that you check your pool water to see if it has chlorine. You could actually test your tap water with this same test to see if your tap water has chlorine.
So there's chlorine in some tap waters.
In all tap water.
In all tap waters.
All tap
Interesting.
Water. Yes.
And now have you, because our listeners are across the Hudson Valley, so have you any insight as to how things are in different areas? Are you predominantly in one particular area in the Hudson Valley, or you really have been kind of all over the place testing water, talking with folks on the benefits?
Yes, I am in New Jersey. I am in PA. I am in Orange County. Everywhere in Orange County. Well, everywhere in Jersey too.
Dutchess too now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I go to Charlotte.
Okay.
And we everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay. Well, you are listening to the Nonprofit Notebook. We are going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Greystone Programs is a nonprofit human services agency that provides essential services to more than 600 children, adults, and families living with autism and other developmental disabilities. Greystone Programs also provides residential support in a community environment with 17 homes in the mid-Hudson Valley area. Greystone Programs offers exceptional care and support for a variety of programs and services. To get involved or for more information, visit greystoneprograms.org.
Hey, I'm TJ.
And I'm Jabo.
Hey, listen, I want to challenge you to do something. We're out of the studio right now, but leave us a message on our studio number. It's 302-303-1151. Isn't our favorite part of the show when we get phone calls?
It's the best part.
302-303-1151. Could be about anything, even your Memorial Day weekend coming up, and maybe you'll hear your voice on the next TJ show.
WTBQ.
And we are back. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Nonprofit Notebook. I'm your host, Anquinette Hayles. And in the studio this morning, we have Lucia Molina. She is a water analyst. And if you missed the first segment, you missed a treat. She's just here educating us on why it's so important to check our water and to know what's in our water and have an understanding of how we are utilizing that for showers, for cooking, for drinking, and all of the above, and the benefits of knowing what's in our water and properly protecting ourselves could potentially prevent any health risk. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely, especially if you consume chlorine. Mm-hmm. Like when you shower, the chlorine goes in your body. Mm-hmm. It gives you dry skin.
Oh, wow.
There's also people that suffer from eczema.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a proper shower filter in your home, it's going to get worse in your skin because you're actually adding chlorine into the body, especially if you have eczema.
Interesting. Very interesting. And so tell us, how are you, I guess, addressing those needs? So we're talking a lot about the water. So what specifically as a water analyst do you do to help us address? Like, let's say I go to the website. I listen to the show today. I go to the post on social media. I click the link and I find that my water has a ton of things in it that I've done the research. I know they're harmful for me. So it's like, what next? What now? What can I do? How do I clean my water even further than a Brita filter? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So what I do is I provide a complimentary water test to homeowners.
Okay, so just let's back up. So if someone's listening and they're interested in knowing more about what's in their water, or let's say, again, they go to the website and they found out that they do have some toxins and things like that that are harmful to them, they can reach out to you.
Sure.
And you would set up a consultation.
Yes.
To come into their home and test water.
And test water, yes.
Very nice. Okay, so it's like a door-to-door service. Love it.
Yes, I do door-to-door service, yes. Definitely, yes. You know why? Because people need to have awareness of the situation that's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, usually the town sends you once a year a report on what's in your water.
I've seen that.
But let's be honest, who really read that?
You're correct, because I've seen it, and I cannot say that I've actually paid enough attention to do something about it. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So before I used to receive it, and I thought that it was just a flyer, just informing me of. I didn't pay attention to it.
Okay.
After I'm in the water world, now I pay attention. But if I want to know what's in my water, just go to the website and punch in my zip code, and it tells me the contaminants in my area.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So you'll come in, you'll do the consultation, and then what?
Then I will recommend you a purification system.
A purification system. Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What's a purification system?
So a purification system is different as a water softener. So remember I said there is a filter, there's reverse osmosis, and there's also water softeners. Water softeners, you could get them in Lowe's, Home Depot, even in Amazon, that they're cheap. But a purification system is a more unique product.
Interesting.
Why? Because, for instance, our purification system is a 6-stage of minerals inside, eliminating what's bacteria, what's heavy metals, what's chlorine in the water. So it's a more composed of what the water needs to be clean for people to shower, to drink,
and to consume. So is this like a big machine that's attached to the piping? Because if we're talking the shower, we're talking about the cooking water. So I'm assuming it's something where you've got to come in and install it. And
for sure.
Yes.
So
okay.
Our system is connected to the main pipe.
Main pipe. Okay.
Yes.
See, you're helping me with the language.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's connected to the main pipe.
It's connected to the main pipe.
Okay.
And so the water that's going to come from outside, inside the house, everything will be clean. Even your appliances is not going to get rusted.
Wow.
So you could cook with this water. You could drink the water from the faucet.
Wow.
So So
are you saying I'm going to have to get rid of my Brita filter if I get an air? I was going to call it an air purification, but a water purification system.
A water purification system. Yes. You won't need it.
Yeah, I won't need it.
You won't need it because you could drink the water from the faucet.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
Now we also offer what is alkaline water.
Okay.
The alkaline water is good because it regulates your pH balance.
Yes.
So we also provide reverse osmosis with alkaline water. That the homeowners, the kids could drink if they don't want to drink from the tap because, sometimes you get scared to drink from the tap. They could drink from the reverse osmosis.
Wow.
So one good thing that I do after the system is installed, I go back to the home.
And I'm assuming you provide the test to show that your product actually works.
150%.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So I go into the home again when the system is installed, and I redo all my tests again. And then I go yearly so the customer could see that their water is working properly.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I love it.
So I give a concierge service.
Yes.
For the customer.
I love these. I love the words. I said door-to-door service, but concierge sounds so much better. I love that you provide a concierge service. And one of the things that you and I spoke about is just this opportunity for you to not just work with homeowners, because primarily that's been, your target market, but there's a whole slew of organizations that could benefit. I mean, you were just talking here in the radio station and networking. They were saying, we got to have you in. We got to come have you on because this information, while it is readily available for anyone to access, clearly we're all not accessing it. And so you and I spoke about just this opportunity even to partner and work with Greystone. We provide services to individuals, families, and children who are living with autism and other intellectual developmental disabilities. And we have a number of homes. And to be able to go into the homes, which we talked about, and just to do the test and to see that the water, where the water is, and then to also possibly look at the alternatives like the purification systems could really take like what we do for our individuals and how we are setting them up to live this life that they deserve could really benefit from this.
Definitely, yes.
And I love that. And I love that we've kind of connected and there's a possibility of collaboration. And I love that the service is not just, strict to one particular area, because we're in multiple areas. We're in Dutchess, we're in Orange, we service families in Ulster, sometimes even Westchester.
Nice.
If a family needs support and services, what I love about Greystone is that you can call and there may be something that you can travel up to, or there may be another sister organization that we can refer you to. So that's really, from the time that I've been with Greystone, it's been one of the benefits of connecting with Greystone, is that the folks there are knowledgeable and they just want to see our families get connected with organizations like yourself.
Well, that's beautiful. I would love to join. My company is always open for new opportunities.
I love that.
And especially if we're going to take awareness to family that needs it, we are always open.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have representatives everywhere.
Oh, okay. So it's not just you.
Yes.
You knew where I was going with that. But you said you were all over, so I love it. I feel like it's probably a really great position to have, just to really, and then you probably get to go in some really nice homes and talk to some amazing people from the community.
Oh, yes. And I love it. And you make, customer becomes your family. Wow. And it's beautiful when you have a customer that refers you to her sister, to her mother, to her grandfather, because they love the knowledge I brought to their home. And they know that they didn't have to get the product for you to know that your water is not drinkable.
And that was one of the things that I noticed when we first started talking, is that it wasn't the product first. You really started asking me how much I knew about my water and what I was doing to really ensure that it was as clean as possible. And I was like, I have a Brita filter. That is the extent of what I've been doing. And like I said earlier, I've certainly received the information that says, here's the results of your water. And I've probably glanced at it, but I've never really looked at it like I do food labels today. I turn them over, and if I see certain things that I know are harmful, I no longer get it. And, it was hard at first, but it's the best decision, right? We want to live long and healthy lives.
Yes. We about healthy lives. There's a movie called Dark Waters.
Dark Waters, okay.
And it tells you about the contaminants in the water and why the contaminant now exists.
Interesting.
It's a very good movie. And Dark Waters.
Dark Waters, okay. I'm gonna have to go look this up and get back to you on it.
Don't look for. I did the mistake and I did Dark Water. It was a scary movie. I was like, this is not the movie. So it's Dark Waters. It's a very informative movie that people could actually from your show enjoy.
Interesting.
Yes.
So that's good to know. Good to know. Okay, so we've got some movie recommendations. We've got some collaboration coming up in the future with Greystone programs, definitely. Which I love. Tell our listeners how they can get in contact with you. We don't provide the numbers, but like social media, website, how can they get in contact with you?
So social media, they could contact me, Lucy_Analyst_water.
Okay.
Yes. They could email me at info@PasteurUSA.com.
Okay.
Yes.
You heard it first here. And also, we'll have all of Lucia's information linked underneath our social media posts. We're so grateful that she joined us today, and she is insightful. She has a lot of information on this. She's a senior water analyst, and definitely you want to get connected. You want to check out the links that we're going to post later on today that really would point you, again, to getting that reading on what's in your water.
Yes.
And then if you find that you see something and you're like, absolutely not, I no longer want to consume my water in this manner, you can click the link, sign up with Lucia. She'll come in. Consultation's free?
Yes, consultation free.
Consultation is free, so there's no pressure to do anything, and she'll inform you of what's next and really help you get connected with the services that you need.
Definitely. It actually, helping the community get awareness of the situation in the water.
Okay. Well, I love that. I love that you were able to join us. Greystone programs. We're just rocking and rolling right into the spring weather. Weather has been great, and I'm so happy that you connected with us as we come down from an exciting Leap for Autism that we just wrapped up. It's our skydiving fundraiser. I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you that supported our Leap for Autism this year. It was amazing. We had a wonderful time, and we hope to see you at the ranch next year because we're celebrating 10 years. So head over to greystoneprograms.org, our website. Check out all the great things that we're doing. Head over to our social media for our posts and all the information on Lucia that we'll have up today. And we so appreciate your support always. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, guys.